Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Vera Lewis making another great meal for us. We're putting a twist on Taco Tuesdays with grilled orange chicken tacos plus homemade flour tortillas and fresh salsa. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community, so grab a seat and relax. We have another great show coming at you. This is your Community Cooking. Hi, and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Maria Prekeges, and I'm excited to have back with us guest chef and my friend Vera Lewis. Hello.
Hello, nice to be back. I love cooking here.
Well, we love when you cook here. I know I'm always going to get a great meal. It's going to be easy and flavorful.
That's the goal.
You can't beat it. All right, we're doing orange chicken tacos, though. I kind of think of orange chicken as an Asian dish, tacos as more Mexican, but leave it to you to fuse them all together.
It actually works really well together with the tomatoes and everything else that you put on it, and it works out really nicely, and I find that people really enjoy them.
And then we're going to do some fresh salsa, and then later on, fresh tortillas. God bless you, I love those.
Yeah, I've been making tortillas forever, so I think it's a great thing that everybody should be able to learn how to make.
Well, let's start with our ingredients for our chicken.
Okay, so we're going to start with the orange juice. Do you want to grab a lime out of the basket and some cilantro?
So we'll do orange juice chicken, lime.
Yep, we're going to, good
I'm
job.
getting it. I just do that when I feel a lime. I'm like, oh, we have to, get it softer.
Have to do that.
Okay, and then first we make the marinade for the chicken.
Right.
So orange juice in it, a lot of OJ, lime
juice. This is still going to be a little.
That's all right. I'll start on the other one for our salsa.
Yeah.
I'll start softening this one up for later.
Okay.
Oh, it smells so good. It's so crisp.
Yeah, that's got such a bright flavor. I love limes.
Well, and orange and chicken, orange juice, why not?
Yep, works well.
Not just for breakfast anymore. Okay.
So we're done with that one. So then we've got salt and pepper.
All right. And I always ask chefs what kind of salt you like to cook with.
I love sea salt.
It's either sea or kosher usually.
Yeah, kosher has its place. It works with a lot of different things, but I find that sea salt is not as abrasive because it's a finer grade.
Okay.
So if you look at kosher salt, you can actually see the crystals. And that's really good for like making breads and pretzels and dry rubs.
Okay.
But if you want to do something, this is a little bit more subtle.
I love it. I love it.
We like subtle.
Like subtle. You and I, not so much, but with our food, we like subtle, which
and we
is
want
good.
some fresh cilantro.
All right. And I always pick it off the bushel, the bunch, but you just rip it. You go, girl. Rip and twist.
Yep.
That makes it easy.
And then you've just got it.
Just kind of a rough chop.
Yeah.
I tend to mince everything
Nothing
too
too
much.
fancy.
Oh, and cilantro just...
It's so fragrant. That's why, when you say a bunch of cilantro, you want to be careful with that because it's so fragrant and it can overpower the dish and you can wind up with this very floral tasting meal, which for some people is okay. But
yeah. I just like to eat it when I'm cooking with it. I just have a few bites. Why not?
That works.
All right, do we have anything else in our marinade?
Nope.
That's it.
That's it.
See? Easy.
Easy peasy. And then, of course, you just want to move your chicken around in the marinade.
Some rogue cilantro.
Yeah, that one doesn't want to stay there. So yeah, try to move your chicken around a little bit so it all gets coated.
And then how long do you usually marinate it?
I usually go for about an hour. Obviously, this is a show and we're going to do this quickly, but you can do it this quickly. It's going to still have some of the orange. It's not going to be as intense. So the more intense flavor you want, the longer you let it marinate. If you're going to let it marinate overnight, you want to add a tablespoon of oil to prevent the chicken from drying out.
Oh, really?
That's why people complain about marinated chicken being dry.
I did not know that.
Is they over-marinate it, and because the acidification happens with the orange juice because it's an acid, so your chicken starts to dry out.
Well, because I've heard, too, that sometimes it starts cooking it almost.
Yeah.
It's hence drying it out, so when you cook it at normal,
right.
It's going to be
so
overdone
if you're
and dry.
going to leave it overnight and do it the next day after work,
okay,
put a tablespoon of oil in there. It's not going to hurt you, and it's going to keep your chicken nice and moist.
Any type of oil?
And whatever cooking oil you
Dealer's
prefer.
choice. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, just anything that can take heat. You don't want to use like a hemp oil, which shouldn't be heated. So
I've never heard of hemp oil, so we're safe there. Love it.
Well, it's really high in omegas, and people use it in smoothies because it's better than fish oil for your heart.
I'm healthy, but not quite that healthy. But I do fish oil. And we want a hot pan.
Yeah, you want to get your, I've got a nice grill pan.
You could also grill this outside if you
Sure,
wanted, on
absolutely
the barbecue.
throw this on the barbecue. You could throw this in the broiler if you prefer a broiler. You know, so it's cooking, it's just however you prefer.
Just don't forget about it in the broiler. I had a mishap once.
Yeah, so.
There were flames.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, my sister did that frying once. And my mom had to remodel the kitchen.
I love it. Ooh, listen to it sizzle. Oh, and the cilantro? I mean, raw chicken, it makes it look pretty.
Yeah, also cooking the cilantro on it gives it a little pop.
I like that. So, boneless, skinless chicken breasts.
Yep. Now, some people say, oh no, you've got to use thighs because they're moister. But I just told you how to keep your chicken breast moist.
That's why I love you. I just told you how to do this, so let's
don't
just
tell
go
me.
there.
Don't tell me it's dry.
Yeah, well, and I like boneless skinless chicken breasts. I'm not a thigh person, legs, none of that. So
Yeah.
So thank you.
My pleasure.
And now I know how to keep it dry. Yeah. And how many minutes per side about?
We're going to probably go about 4.5 minutes a side.
Okay.
Because these are pretty thin cut. If you're using, like some people don't like to cut the breast apart like this, they just use the whole thing. It takes about 7.5 minutes to 8 minutes each side. The thicker the cut of meat, the lower and slower you want to cook it. The thinner the cut, you can cook it on a higher heat and faster.
Okay.
So when people want to go, I want a fast dinner, this is a quick meal. This is faster than In-N-Out.
And you know, it's healthy and great. So while that's cooking, should we start on the salsa?
Yeah, let's start on the salsa.
All right, ingredients for salsa.
Tomato.
Okay.
And, oh, the green onion's missing. And garlic.
Okay, tomato, garlic. You want me to start chopping the tomato?
Yeah, and we have a lime.
Oh,
we have half a lime, so we're good there. We'll need a garlic.
I'm letting you do the garlic, and I'm going to do the tomato with my fancy knife. It's so cute.
Got to have things that are whimsical in the kitchen.
So for the salsa, do we want it pretty small chunks of tomato?
I usually go for like a rough dice. I don't go super thin.
Super small? Because it's going on tacos,
yeah.
Not a chip.
Right.
I mean, it's going to go on a chip maybe later, but still.
Yeah, if you wanted to make it ready for a chip, you could actually toss it in your blender and give it a finer chop.
Oh, I love it.
So that it's nice and fine. Now, this is a little gizmo I just love.
Okay, yeah, you bring that in.
This is a garlic grater. And you can also use it for wasabi and turmeric and any hard ingredient you want to.
That is all of us on set, because Vera's been here a few times before because we love her. Where I was like, oh, we remember that contraption.
Yeah, I got it at a state fair, and I just adore it. I think it's just the neatest little gizmo ever invented.
And it's, you know, you get your hands a little dirty, but who cares?
Yeah, and I mean, if people who eat a lot of horseradish and like that fresh grated horseradish because
Yeah.
it's nice
Oh,
and spicy,
yeah.
this makes it a breeze.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
and it's not like using that old-fashioned knuckle buster.
Which I have busted many a knuckles.
You come home and your knuckles are all in the horseradish. What taste is that?
No, we don't. That is easy. And what's the proper name for that?
This is a grater.
Just a grater.
Yeah, they actually do sell them at like other types of food, stores.
You call it like a plate grater?
Yeah, so I just ask for the graters, and they're usually in with the same with the knuckle busters.
Okay, perfect.
Because it's just a grater.
All right. I'm dicing up my tomatoes. You're watching the chicken. I'm going to grab some green onions out of the fridge. All right.
Yeah,
Onions?
Onions.
You get the onions.
Now, it's really funny. People are always, do I throw away the root? Well, technically, the root is edible. But it doesn't look pretty. That's why we cut it off.
The white part, yeah.
Just the little tip end here, where the little...
Yeah, you don't. We always do the white part.
People always throw that away. And I always use the whole white and green part of the green onion.
I like both too, actually. I'm just going to town on the tomatoes. They're going to be rough chop. They're going to be not so rough chop. I love tomatoes, and our Torrance Farmers Market has such good ones. I always say the tomato out of any fresh fruit and vegetable, I think the tomato being from the farmer's market and locally sustained, you can really tell the difference in flavor.
You can. And they smell like a tomato.
They do.
That is something that's amazing to me. You can pick up a GMO tomato, and it doesn't smell like anything.
No.
And it tastes like paper. And then you get a fresh one from the farmer's market, and it's like, oh, tomato.
Is what a tomato tastes
I remember this
like.
flavor.
Oh, completely. Completely. So little green onion. You got your garlic on your cool grater. I'm going to go find one of those.
Yeah, those are
Just
really
so I
fun.
can say I'm like Vera Lewis.
They even have them that have a little well built in.
Oh, really?
So that if you're doing a lot, you can scrape it into the well, and then that way you can measure it out of the side.
Well, I am Greek. Our garlic is like our staple. So tomatoes in the bowl.
Yep, tomatoes in the bowl.
Look at you bringing a cute little bowl. And I like it because you can mix it and serve it all in the same one.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate that because I don't like to do dishes.
We love easy.
Easy, easy. So you love to cook. Do you just cook different things at home all the time?
Yeah, my kids are probably the most spoiled kids on the planet.
That's okay.
They were the only kids in the neighborhood who requested escargot at 4.
That is awesome. Why wouldn't they?
Of course. I mean, you know, it's a wonderful thing.
Okay, I have our tomatoes.
We'll put our green onion, because that's nice and bright and pretty. And then we get the red, white, and green of the flag.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like it. Ooh, the chicken's smelling really
Yeah,
good.
now our chicken's starting to cook. We can smell it.
Oh, I can smell all the juices in it. And
Yeah, and I just went with a little bit of garlic. You can obviously add as much as or as little as you like. Lime.
more lime. And I like salsa. I like lime over lemon.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Most people, salsa and guacamole, lime, for sure. And then do we do cilantro in the salsa?
You can. I didn't intend for it on this one, but if you
Okay.
want, you can.
I
And
might
if
put
you-
a little in.
Sure.
Should we mix it up? The joy of cooking in the
Absolutely.
kitchen. You can
We
change
can
your
actually
mind,
add lemon and lime.
which I don't mind either.
We can do that.
And then you have some spices here.
Yeah, this is actually this neat little thing I found at the local market, and it's actually labeled and called Menudo Mix.
Menudo mix.
It's
Wasn't there
for
a
this.
band
It's for
called
Mexican.
Menudo years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. So there's menudo is a Mexican soup made with tripe, and
Oh, now you got me.
so what you do to cover up that flavor is you add this spicy mixture, and it's oregano and citric acid and chili flake,
Oh, yum.
and so it's kind of like instant salsa. So when my kids wanted me to teach them how to make salsa, I just threw in a tablespoon of menudo mix.
A menudo mix. I like it. Hello, menudo mix.
So this they can do on their own at home.
This you don't have to do.
Yeah.
The spoiling only goes so far.
That's right.
All right, and thank you. I'm going to add just a little bit of the cilantro
Okay.
because it's my favorite greenery.
And we just need a spoon to stir that up. I think there's one here.
Everything smells
Want to
so
give that a quick
good.
stir?
I do
Just
want to give it a
toss
quick
it up.
And so, again, super simple, colorful. Ooh,
Fragrant.
Smell the garlic.
And as it rests, the dry ingredients rehydrate. So it's not a big faux pas because it's going to be nice and moist from the tomatoes.
Because they're thirsty. They need to rehydrate. All right, the salsa is stirred. We're going to cook the chicken. Be a great time for a break. We'll get all cleaned up and finish off with some homemade tortillas. If he doesn't love that, stay with us. We'll be right back. You're watching Community Cooking.
There are several major plates that form the surface of the Earth. Where the North American and Pacific plates come together, they create hundreds of faults in California. When these colossal plates suddenly shift, massive earthquakes could strike. Say, for example, under your feet. The risk is real. So is the benefit of earthquake insurance. Get the strength to rebuild. Learn more at earthquakeauthority.com.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. I'm here with Vera Lewis, and you're just taking the last of the chicken off.
Right.
That piece was a little thicker, so it needed a couple more minutes.
Right. Food safety.
And we're going to let it rest. It's tired.
Well, that keeps the juices in. Cut it too quick and it dries out. Again, people who complain about dry chicken can't complain to me.
Can't complain because you're learning it all right now.
So
All
we can
right.
just set this back
Yep,
here for
we'll
right
set
now.
that back there. We'll let it rest, and now we're going to switch to homemade tortillas.
We're gonna,
I love homemade tortillas. And ingredients, easy. Again, not a lot of ingredients.
yeah, classic tortillas. This is going to have flour, your choice. I'm using unbleached white flour.
Okay.
We've got 3 teaspoons of baking powder in that one.
Okay.
And we'll take 1 teaspoon of salt from that one, and we'll use a tablespoon and a half of oil. Your choice. I'm using olive.
Okay.
So, but you can use any oil that you're comfortable with.
Here are our Spoons? Pick a spoon, any spoon.
Yeah, we just need a nice little teaspoon.
And again, it's all in one bowl.
Yep.
We love it.
So this is pre-measured, so we know we've got 3 teaspoons of baking powder.
Okay. Here is your salt.
Salt. And we just need 1 teaspoon of that. And yes, it has to be there.
Yes, it does. And then if you know, over the shoulders, left or right for good luck when you drop the salt.
And I like to just kind of mix the dry ingredients together so you don't wind up with a tortilla with a bite of salt in it.
Which I don't mind, I'm a salt girl. But hey.
Yeah.
So mix all the dry ingredients.
And then pour the oil in.
All of it?
Yeah. Just pour it in there.
Round and round it goes.
We don't need
Right
those
in the bowl.
And then we're going to use our most handy tool.
You're going to use your most handy. I love getting dirty in the kitchen, though. Love. And do you add a little bit of water at a time because you want the right consistency?
Right. So it's going to be about a cup and a half, depending on really the humidity.
Oh, really?
Can affect how bread is moist.
So if you're in the South, it's a little different than
Yeah.
if you're up north and it's dry.
Exactly. So you add your water a little bit at a time so you don't drown the flour.
Don't drown it.
Don't drown
No
the flour.
CPR for the flour. Okay.
So yeah, so you just mixing it until you get the right dough consistency.
But, and not, like we said, don't pour it all in at once. You just want to go step by step. A little bit of patience goes a long way in the kitchen. I have learned this over the years.
Now the neat thing about tortilla dough is, let's say that you make it and you don't want to make all the tortillas, it actually freezes beautifully.
Does it really? So you could, this is something you can make ahead of time.
Yeah, you could make it and freeze it and then let it thaw on the counter.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Most doughs do. Most bread doughs are fine
Yeah.
to freeze. And people didn't know that. And they think, oh, I've got to throw it out because I made too much. No, just
Yeah.
put
Oh,
it in a
just freeze it. I
put
love
it in a baggie and put it in the freezer. It'll be fine. Just don't forget to label it.
Yeah. What is this thing in my freezer?
What is this
All right,
amorphous
your
blob of
hands are
light?
dirty. I'm going to complete for our taco bar.
Yeah.
You already shredded the cheese for me. But for the lettuce,
It's actually just really fine slices.
just fine slicing, because I was like, I love shredded lettuce, but I'll go a little more fine there. There we go. We got the big piece
Yeah.
to start it off. And I love just simple tacos, because the chicken, it seems like it's going to have a lot of flavor.
Yeah. And then
So-
you just want your toppings.
And salsa, and that fresh salsa we made, why wouldn't we? Now, do you like to keep it super long?
It's up to you. Whatever
I'm
you're
gonna go
used
one
to.
and half.
Yeah. Whatever you're used to.
I like it more shredded, so I don't have a big piece coming out when I'm, with someone special, and they're like, nice. All right. Lots of lettuce. And you have to use iceberg with tacos, I think.
I think so. I think it's expected. Actually, you can use butter lettuce as the taco shell if you're trying to do the carbless.
I love butter lettuce, I have to say.
Butter lettuce is fun.
But when you make homemade tortillas, you want to use the homemade tortillas, for sure. Oh yeah, a lot of lettuce. A little goes a long way. I love iceberg, just because it's crunchy.
Now see here, I put a little bit too much water and it's sticky.
So
you'd
Shannon's
add more
Reserve flour, always.
And I probably should get more from the pantry. I probably need, because I'm going to need some for dusting.
Oh, because you're going to roll these out
Right.
very thin. Okay.
Right, so we need a little.
Now, do you knead it a lot?
Not really. We're almost there with the kneading. It's coming into a nice ball. So we've got a nice texture of the dough.
So it's looking like it's pretty much getting ready.
Yeah, so this is the consistency you want,
Okay.
so that when you're moving it in your hands, it stays all together, and that's perfect. And then you just want to start popping off little balls.
But it doesn't stick to your hand.
Right.
She's working with the dough. I'm just cutting some tomatoes.
So you just kind of squeeze
I
them
like
in.
multitasking.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. This is not your first rodeo.
No, I've done this once or twice.
Once or twice. I love your kids are spoiled.
My kids are
When it
terribly
comes
spoiled.
for good food.
Well,
comes to
all
good
three
food,
of them
it's
can
okay.
cook.
I think that's so important.
It's a life skill you can't live without. I'm surprised when I hear people who say, I can't cook. I'm like, what's your excuse? You've got every resource in the world available to you to learn how to cook.
Yeah. I'm
You
with
know.
you on that.
Because you can even hire somebody to teach you to cook.
This is true. This is true. But no, my mother always just let us run loose in the kitchen, but we had to clean.
Yeah, you have to clean up after
We
yourself.
could cook whatever, but we had to clean. So I was okay with that. I was a baker when I was young. So roll them, you're in a bowl, and then
you're going to just kind of mess with them like Play-Doh to make like a little mini pizza size.
Okay, I love that.
And then you roll it out, and my grandma actually taught me this great idea. She goes, "Don't worry if they're perfectly round; they're not going to roll into your tummy."
God, we love Grandma.
Because I would be so upset because hers were perfect and round.
Well, of course.
And mine would look like Bigfoot stepped on them.
We love Grandmas. So you just keep rolling, and it's great consistency. Look at that dough. It's not sticking to anything. It's beautiful and easy. I mean, there were not a lot of ingredients and a lot of time that went into those.
And then you just drop it on a grill that's hot. You don't want to, want to bring up that heat a little bit.
Okay. Oh, it's bubbling.
Yeah. So you watch for bubbles, and then you turn it over.
Easy enough.
And my husband hates it that I cook like that with my fingers. But that's how I was
brought
brought up.
I'm Greek, so, we didn't know double dipping wasn't,
a thing.
Cool until, it wasn't not cool till later. I was like, oh, yeah.
Lift up the cloth and cover it up, and then go on to the next one.
Oh, okay. And it keeps them warm in the cloth.
Yep.
And do you put anything on the pan?
No, actually, I'm using just a completely dry pan. That's why there's oil in the dough.
Gotcha. Light bulbs are going on, making lots of sense to me.
Yeah. So
look, that one almost looks like a heart. Just for me.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, so easy. Chicken was super simple. Tortilla simple. Salsa simple.
This is an easy dinner, and it's healthy and light, and it's something you can get your kids in the kitchen helping you with.
Well, yeah, who wouldn't want to? I loved the rolling pin when I was little.
Oh, yeah.
That was always my favorite. Yum, yum, yum.
Now it's too hot.
And you do have to watch the temperature.
Yeah, you do have to watch the temperature because it'll keep scorching your tortillas, and scorched tortillas are tasty, but not something everybody likes.
I kind of like them that way.
Yeah, it's like you're Greek. Of course, you've had pita fried in olive oil.
Yes. Same type of deal.
It's like, get it nice and crispy, toasty in the olive oil.
All right. Well, while Vera is finishing up our tortillas, we're going to take a quick break, get all cleaned up, and get to our taco bar and make some delicious tacos. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Community Cooking.
Everything starts out small. I love my brother. I know it's not always obvious.
Oh, wait, stay there. You look good. Okay, ready?
The things I say to him and the things I do for him are small and ordinary. But you see, the things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. A picture, the words we say, the things we do. And that picture, those words, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. It's not until it hurts, until it looks like a big problem that we can finally see it. And when that happens, it can feel hopeless. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. There's a hope that's waiting for you. You see, good things, just like bad things, can start out small. One person's response can change everything. Their actions can catch fire and cancel out the bad. Act when you see something. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I am a witness, and so are you.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. The chicken is sliced. Love the chicken. The salsa has been marinating, and now I can smell the oregano.
Yeah, woke up.
I call it oregano because we're Greek. Everything is ready. You've plated me some beautiful tacos with our fresh tortillas. Oh, I love the salsa. I'm thinking it might be messy, and I don't care. All right, here we go.
Orange chicken tacos.
My first thought was these tortillas, because it's the first thing that touched my lips, are so yummy. And then the orange chicken just makes it go. And the salsa, the flavors are just, I taste a little bit of the oregano, but it's not overpowering.
And it's not overly spicy either.
No, I'm dropping everything. So I'm going to set it down. And thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure, as always.
It is such a treat to have you. For Miss Vera Lewis, myself, and our entire crew, thank you for joining us on another fun episode. And remember, we have some of the best chefs right here in our own community. And we will see you next time on Community Cooking.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200 in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.